United versus Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Wolves playing Arsenal at 18:30 and Chelsea versus Watford at 21 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the games for today. And tomorrow on Sunday, that is the 5th of July, we have Burnley
Mm-hmm.
versus Sheffield United at 13 hours and Newcastle United versus West Ham United at 15:50 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We have Liverpool, the champions, playing at 17:30 versus Aston Villa.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Southampton playing Manchester City at 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly but not the least, that is for Monday, we have Tottenham versus Everton at 21 hours.
Mm-hmm. Tottenham versus Everton
Yes.
at 21 hours. Let me run through the table as Mfundisi weighs in his opinion here. If you look at the table, it's definitely done and dusted. Number one, Liverpool on 86, insurmountable, right at the top of it all, top of the pile. In second place is Manchester City there with 66. But then there's Leicester in third, who are on 55. Chelsea are fourth with 54. And then we have the dreaded Manchester United, that are actually fifth here on 52. If they win, they are level on points with Leicester at 55, provided Leicester fail to pick up points. So it's the race for Champions League sports. Now, Mfundisi, how confident are you? Is it done and dusted that United are guaranteed a Champions League place, considering how the two teams on top of United are actually playing sideways?
Well, firstly, I think that it would be um, too overconfident to state that Manchester United are definitely going to be in the top four, because there are four teams that are battling for those two spots: Chelsea that you mentioned, Leicester City, Manchester United, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are not out of it yet. Sheffield United and probably Arsenal, it might be far-fetched for them because there are only about 6 matches left, excuse me, to play, and 6 matches gives you 18. So for Man City, they are good as in the Champions League, but remember that they still have an issue with the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And this is where probably the confidence might be oozing for the other teams that are chasing those two sports, because suddenly they could translate into 3 if Manchester City do not win their appeal, meaning that they will not be in the Champions League. Now, having said that, Manchester United have Leicester City in the final game of the season, meaning that, in my view, this is going to go to the wire. But it must be said that Manchester United have been in incredible form. They are playing some lovely football, great to watch. Once again, you could sit and wait and say United are winning. It's a matter of time. By how many goals is what is going to be in doubt. Largely, I think that Bruno Fernandes has brought a new lease of life to this Manchester United side. He's a leader. He's pushing everybody around him. And the likes of Paul Pogba have been forced to lift their game as well. Because normally what happens in a team is that there's one guy who stands out as the leader of the team. So in the absence of Paul Pogba, when Fernandes arrived, he immediately took the leadership mantle. But you remember that Paul Pogba was the biggest star in Manchester United prior to Bruno Fernandes' arrival. Now, it means that Paul Pogba has to step up to get back his place, if you like. And that has really spurred Manchester United on, because they needed that sort of leadership. And if they do beat tricky teams, because I think that even before Fernandes came, United's problems was not against the big teams. It was against the small teams that they were failing to break down. So much as their run-in looks a lot more easier, they have a lot of these so-called small teams in their final six matches, which probably makes it a lot more harder. If you look at the FA Cup, quarter-final match against Norwich City at Carrow Road, it was extremely tough. United struggled to subdue Norwich City, winning only in extra time through Harry Maguire's, goal. When the match was even just about to go to penalties, it was just about 2 minutes away from penalty. So if United are able to get the better of these smaller so-called clubs, then you could safely guarantee that they'll be in the top 4. But I do not want to get besides myself and begin to declare that certainly United will be there. But Chaope and Amanje, because Leicester City are in poor form, and then Chelsea, suddenly they were beaten by West Ham United. Yomalenko with a brilliant goal on the counter, barring Chelsea. And you could see Frank Lampard after that particular game in post-match interview seething with rage, because they were just within spitting distance of probably reducing the arrears on Leicester City in third. So it's still all to play for, Chaope and Amanje, but there are 4 clubs in there that could still get into the Champions League. Nothing guaranteed for anybody at this particular time.
All right, Chair, and then maybe Lucy will have Mapalo come in to talk about the relegation scrap fights. Quite interesting here. The bottom, the bottom 4 are separated by a point or 2. But Chair, Bruno Fernandes seems to have actually he's somewhat a tonic that United needed to get themselves back on track. Because, well, without Bruno Fernandes, they're all pale.
Yeah, I think
much as I'm Man United.
Yeah, I think he's coming in as was a blessing in disguise. But since he's coming in, Manchester United has played well. Look at the record as we speak; they've won 15 games, and beaten 11 wins, 4 draws. That should be able to tell you a lot of things. Not only is he a midfielder, but he's one guy that is also getting goals for Manchester United. Look at the last game; he was able to get himself a brace, which is very good. And he's an attacking midfielder. I like, the way Matic has also come on board, because now Matic is playing deep as a defensive midfielder together with Paul Pogba, but Paul Pogba has got a license to be able to move up and down, which is very good. So, yeah, like Amusa said, I think I'll also be humble in my assessment for the top 4, because sometimes we may have over expectation to believe that we can be able to go all the way, but sometimes you need also to look at the teams that are up. Leicester City, they still have a chance. Chelsea, they still have a chance to be able to consolidate their position. So it is up to Manchester United to continue winning the games. Then they should be able to fancy their chances of crashing into the top 4 and have a slot into the Champions League. But suffice to say that it's exciting times to be able to watch Manchester United now. Look at the postings, the goals that they're able to get, the creation. Even when the time they lose ball, they are able to fight to get it back and continue to go forward. I'm also impressed with the defensive. The defenders. When you look at Bissaka and Luke Shaw, they are overlapping at all times. Trying to supplement the guys up front, which is very good, and that is helping in terms of attacking football. So that's it. We do have a chance that we could go all the way. But celebration.
All right, now
exciting news very quickly. Also, Lorenzo, with news that Borussia Dortmund attacker Jordan Sancho. It's reported by a certain Ian McGarry that United have agreed personal terms, not official yet, but personal terms with the player.
Dortmund
before mwenda kumakolo. So apachone kamungati United na Sancho wakambisana.
Which should be a formality. Formality.
But if you look at the player, we were chatting with Mapalo at the break. He is excited, Mapalo. He says that he's a lovely player. But I'm not very convinced, because United have got a lot of youngsters that probably, if with patience, they could develop. The likes of Tahith Chong, Daniel James. And when he was being signed, I remember posting precisely. Gomez has left. Gomez left. They couldn't agree terms, and so he's left, which is a pity. But again, it's when you are looking at players like Jordan Sancho, young players like Gomez will look at themselves and say, if this guy comes in, Nzachapat, so Nifuni can. But the good news, really, I'm still doubtful of Jordan Sancho myself. I've seen him play for Borussia Dortmund, probably a bit overhyped. But this particular season, 34 matches, 17 goals and 17 assists from midfield when he has not even started certain games is a very good return. And it could just be some exciting news for Manchester United if it turns out to be true.
All right, okay, pretty good. Very good point worth of notes there from Fundisi.
And maybe you can also add that there are also rumors of Grealish. Yeah, he's also trying to stake a claim or to be able to come to Manchester United. We are reliably informed that he's also bought a house in northwest. We're trying to come closer to where Manchester United is. And if all things work out, because Ole has always had the faith in Grealish, and if things can work out, then Nishichapampa to Manchester.
Awesome. All right, we've been joined by the towering Zamjiria. All right, he towers above everyone.
Is fine, I can still sing.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate this. Like everyone is already getting into it today.
Yeah.
Interesting the weekend, so we have a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. All right. So you'll probably also get to respond after Mapalo answers. Lucy, I want you to run us through the status quo in this relegation scrap fight. From bottom down, actually not bottom. From number 15 going to number 20. Brighton and Hove is number 15. All right. Kindly run us through from 15 going to 20
All right.
and
So
the points margin.
all right.
Points
So
aggregate.
we have Brighton and Hove. They're 33. West Ham United at 30. Watford at 28, Aston Villa at 27 points, AFC Bournemouth at 27 points as well, Norwich City at 21 points.
All right. Aside Norwich City, I think Mapalo, you agree with me that it's all to play for between Bournemouth, Aston Villa,
Yeah.
Watford, West Ham United, Brighton and Albion. And then Southampton, maybe Southampton too, because that's 7 points. And then we're talking of how many games to go? 6. All right. Yeah. So from Southampton going down, there's all to play for in this relegation scrap fight. It's literally a cat fight, somewhat. I want you to come in. Who would you fancy to survive the drop? I'll ask the same question to the towering Zamzini.
Okay, if you're going to go by quality, I think West Ham United have some outstanding players. Some players that would, when you form a team, they would probably stake a claim for top 9 in the Premier League. I mean, we look at players like Felipe Anderson, Andriy Yarmolenko, Sebastian Haller, who's a Europa League semi-finalist with Eintracht Frankfurt. They've got the experience of Jack Wilshere, Mark Noble, who's been there since 2006. It's really surprising, actually, considering how much the owners have put into the club. Let me not forget they've got people like Manuel Lanzini as well, Pablo Fornals. So if you go by quality, I feel like West Ham can turn it on when they feel like, and they will survive the drop for me. And then I feel like Watford as well. Watford will survive that drop as long as they get their act together. Ever since beating Liverpool, I feel like they've left their souls there. They've left their souls into, breaking Liverpool's invisibility streak, and they haven't been the same ever since. But I feel like they have the quality to turn it on. I mean, we're talking about the Troy Deeney's here. I don't know if Delafeu is still injured, but looking at that kind of quality, and Nigel Pearson, he's an expert survivor. I mean, he was the first to lead West Bromwich Albion as an assistant manager in the Great Escape in 2005. He led Leicester City into a run of 7 wins out of the last 9 games, in which they were last in the league. And we know it's his team probably that Claudio Ranieri inherited and went on to win the Premier League with. So he's an expert at survival, and I feel like those two will survive at that rate. Talking about Bournemouth look deflated. They've been suffering with injuries, and Eddie Howe, all credit to him for keeping the small club like Bournemouth with its small capacity and its small stadium in the league. But I feel like they're not disciplined enough defensively, and they're lacking the quality, they're lacking the confidence this time around. And I feel like Aston Villa as well, they've been hit by injuries, and there's an over-reliance on Jack Grealish. So I don't know. I don't feel like they will survive. Talking of Graham Potter and Brighton, I think they will survive. They play some really good football. This time around, I feel like they've learned to grind out a few results. We saw them beat Arsenal not so long ago. So yeah, on that basis, I feel like Aston Villa and Bournemouth are going together with Norwich going we'll
down.
see them in the championship next season.
Okay. All right.
Emmanuel, how are you? Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Yes, I can see the way you're looking at Mapalo.
Because Mapalo said everything else. I'm wondering what question you're about to ask.
No, she's actually asking you a different question.
Don't worry, I'm not
All
going
right.
to ask
Sorry.
you.
Sorry.
I'm going to do too well.
Yeah, a quick one. I know that the AFA dates have finally been confirmed.
Yeah.
Yes, and Manchester United will be playing Chelsea on the 19th. What are your expectations?
What a game.
What a game.
According to statistics, like my brother goes by, We have absolutely annihilated Chelsea. How many times, Matt?
3 times.
Say that louder for the.
3 times.
Okay. So that means we have the upper hand.
Okay.
But you know, Chelsea is still in a good shape.
Yes.
Because they lost to West Ham, I wouldn't say we should go into that game thinking that they are deflated, because Chelsea is a very formidable side.
Yeah.
What Frank Lampard is doing with them right now is immense. And one thing I think Chelsea players are really looking forward to is the new signings. That has really given them a boost, and Pulisic is playing out of his mind. As a Manchester United fan, selfishly, I would say, you know, we would nick it because, you know, Bruno Fernandes was given to us by Jesus himself. But Boba is just an absolute animal. So I think we have the quality to beat them again, because all our players are fit. When Man United players are fit, the Chelsea players are fit, I think we have the better squad. So going into this game, I think it's going to be very interesting, very feisty, because Chelsea don't want to lose to us 4 times. They won't be able to stand social media. But it'll be very important for Man United to advance to the finals in the FA Cup and hopefully win a trophy. So my take would definitely be Manchester United.
Mamuzo, Man City versus Arsenal.
And adding on to that, I want you to also answer from a technical point of view. You've been whining, remonstrating, and complaining about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, not being the right man for the job, alongside Chair. All right, but for some reason, the last few months, there hasn't been any of you calling for his head.
I have to correct you.
You've always believed in him?
I've always said that he needed a bit more time. There are people obviously that felt that probably was a bit raw for the job. But you see, managing a club at Manchester United goes beyond mere coaching, because you're like chief executive of the football club. You are involved also in looking at the welfare of other staff other than the players themselves. And so it's a job that needs somebody who has been in there before. We saw a very high quality manager in Jose Mourinho, Felix, I call him, getting there and trying to disrupt everything. And they had it at a particular time, you know, just to get rid of him. You remember what happened when he went to Real Madrid? It was almost the same. He's a guy who will go in 1-2 seasons, the love affair is still very good. The 3rd season, suddenly the love is on the rocks. He's throwing the house upside down, and you just have to get rid of him. And so from that point of view, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't do much of a good job at Queen's Park Rangers. He had them relegated. But he has come to a club that has got the resources, and he's come to a club where, you know, he knows where the furniture ought to be, and he had worked under one of the greatest managers in British football.
He knows where to find the screwdriver.
Absolutely, screwdriver, Chipiango, Vikoropazo, Apoika.
Nyasma base.
Nyasma bed. That's what Koika.
That's what Akoika.
Precise. That's what Akoika. Orokopuira Valen does it on Kaika Pass was Avion and stuff like that. So he is a manager who.
Nakuli Shugazi.
I'm telling you, as if Nkaika Okupusi Sazagonamo, you know, Wakiti, the cats, they love going.
Tell the Zamjarian what you mean at Pussy Sazagonamo.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm about absolutely. You know, cats love to go into hidden, you know, places. Sometimes you find them in the meal bin. Okay. You know, cats. So when somebody's familiar with the home, he or she will know where to put the meal bin so that the cat will not go in there. You know, and they do some very funny things when they get into the meal bin. Those who have kept cats before know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they'll answer to the pressing call.
Precisely, the call of nature in the meal. So you go and you're trying to prepare a meal. Suddenly, that's the last meal you have. You find that the cat has done its business in there. But if and that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is about. You know where to put the meal bin. But having said that, you see, with the sort of signings that, you know, United have brought in, he's been very shrewd in the signings. Harry Maguire, Wan Bissaka. He's brought Bruno Fernandes. All his signings have been spot on.
See why I'm a United fan?
You've never been. You've never been. And you should not allege.
Thank you. Tell him now. And tell Zambia as well. Real Madrid fan.
And I've seen some guys on Facebook, they get, you know, cooked by him. No, we're Man United. We're just 2-3 points off there, you see. And I'm like, this guy is sarcastic and he's mocking them, and some of them are Lorenzo. Yeah, so Roman, you and his day. Yeah. But having said that, very quickly, Lucy asked me about you know, Arsenal and Manchester City. I think that Manchester City hold the essence. They may have lost Leroy Sané. Very unbelievably, he's gone back to Germany. 50 million plus
54
54 million,
close to 55.
pounds move back to Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich were forced, back to Germany. Bayern Munich, they were forced to apologize before the move was announced. They already had, Sane pictures, going on their, is it Middle East website, and like he's already signed, and so they had to apologize because until it is confirmed, like we said, that's when I end up makolo ngati yanavomerezani. You cannot until makolo kamatoke manje mtenge muchechi.
Tell the Zamjarian what makolo means.
Makolo means the parents. When there's a marriage ceremony, normally it would be the father that would give the bride. So even if you have paid before you are given, who is giving away?
You should not go to town about it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
She still retains her father's name until that day when you give to her. And before the minister of the gospel, you go and sign now and change
the
name.
Zambian needed to know because he's probably maybe quoting a Zambian lady.
Oh, is that so? No, you do have a lot of Bashiro you do have go-betweens in the studio, so you don't need to worry. After the show, you can speak to us and
high power delegation.
High power delegation.
No, you pay literally nothing.
Precisely.
Next, I did one high profile one.
Wow.
Next to nothing.
You guys are so kind.
You may pay next to nothing. So Bayern Munich, and Asane is a story that is a done deal now. So Manchester City, really, they are still reeling, and this is why they gave Liverpool the guard of honor. But there was one player who refused to do that.
Bernardo Silva.
He just looked away.
That's a big
It's like you were saying. So you were saying, okay, we're giving you a guard of honor, but we're gonna whip you for it.
Yeah, I'm going to remind you that we're former champions.
So sarcastic.
Yeah. He left before even the last player.
Silva refused to, shake the Liverpool players' hands, which was despicable in my view, because you have to be the bigger person.
Yeah.
You have to be a sportsman and congratulate. Liverpool have worked hard for that.
Yeah.
But Manchester City with their
Sterling,
quality. With their quality. By the way, in that game, he had never scored against Liverpool.
And
before.
he
was brilliant.
Oh, the four goals.
That
was really
brilliant.
hurtful.
It was brilliant. But Manchester City still have a lot of quality in them. Their problems has been at the back. Kuchipinda is bedroom. They don't know how to
leave the door open. Can you imagine?
With the injury to Laporte, I think that their bedroom door was exposed.
Ajar.
So anybody who ongena bedroom yawa ndani ya Manchester City anzongena pa
The way Madrid will just walk in,
Precisely.
and then walk out in the Champions League.
That's not how the good part.
Precisely.
And in Congolese, how do you say that?
Baleva ya kukati. Kimo bazambibu lela ndati kukati. Chichi muledi kati. Kukati.
For me, when Otamendi plays, it's like they are giving you a goal.
It's
that bad.
It's a disaster waiting to
Oh
happen.
my God.
He's like David Luiz for Chelsea.
It's like every team has that defender. For us, we've got Lovren, the Arsenal have
So Arsenal, Manchester City, the aces really are with Manchester City, and Pep Guardiola really has shown when they played at Chelsea, he rested some players in order for them to be fully fit for Newcastle. They played Newcastle, isn't it, in the quarterfinal? That really shows why his priorities are now. He is looking at the FA Cup. He's looking at the Champions League, which is bad news for a certain Real Madrid, which has a big fan in the studio. Because the fact that they have not won the league, they're looking at the FA Cup, bad news for Arsenal. They're looking at the Champions League, bad news for Zinedine Zidane and his white army.
Yeah.
Kevin De
Bruyne.
I'm trying to recall it myself.
Yeah.
Just
You
to add to
cannot share the
that,
next question.
Man City winning the Champions League.
Yeah,
It's a pipe dream.
Might be a bigger story
that's right.
than Liverpool winning the league.
Yeah,
Because since Guardiola left Barcelona,
yeah.
he's been trying
So hard
That's his aim.
to win the Champions League.
if by any means, and also Man City has been trying to win the league since they,
The
revamped
Champions
with
League.
Aguero and
The
David
Champions
Silva. If they win it by any means, it might be a bigger story. I'm sorry, Mapalo. It might be just as big.
Yeah, just as big.
Mapolo accepts that
So
Liverpool
bad
is
news.
out of the Champions League.
Bad news for Real Madrid. Champions League FA Cup never could.
And
But
Man City
you
are
see,
just
the last
year,
year, the last year is being taken off Champions League by the fact that it will now be played as a one.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
one-off.
Portugal, right?
Yeah, in Portugal, it will be a one-off.
That's the new normal, guys.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But the thing is, which means 90 minutes we have to prevail.
Yeah.
Then you get into extra time. Then thereafter, the post-match penalties for the game to be decided. Yes, Mama. What is my question?
You already answered. You want some more?
You already answered. Can you the same person I asked, Emmanuel, with regards to Manchester City playing Chelsea. You might as well say something with Man City and Arsenal.
Yeah, but in all fairness, I think things were not looking good for Arsenal up until they won 4-0. Yeah, everybody was saying Aubameyang, it's like his heart is not into it. And for sure, he had wanted to leave. He wants to leave even at this moment in time. Because he says, because he's saying is he wants to win trophies.
Let's say that he's not decided.
Okay, he's not decided.
Not that he wants to leave, he's not decided.
Yeah. Okay, he's not decided.
Okay.
That's a fact. Because he says he would want
Unsettled.
to win, he would want to win, trophies. But
And he can't win at that.
yeah, but when you look at the performance,
I win a chamber.
yeah. But when you look at his performance, having gotten himself 2 goals, I think a bit of stability is coming in. Mikel Arteta can be able to do wonders with Arsenal. But again, like Man City, I want to believe that the Arsenal defense is also shambolic.
That's one of David Luiz extension.
Yeah, they gave him an
Thank you
extension.
for making my mistakes. Here is a 1-year contract extension.
Yeah, look at the game that they lost. The first, you offered that goal. Second, they gave a penalty.
After coming
Penalty
off the bench.
from the bench. Yeah, in few minutes that he was on the pitch. So really, that's how bad it is. But we hope also the rebuilding is ongoing and they can be able to get in good players that can be able to help. Coming to Manchester City, they've got De Bruyne. That guy is good.
Okay.
That
Kevin
guy
De Bruyne.
is good. Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage.
And
to
the second
Madrid.
Felix sold him.
Yeah, Jose saw him. Yeah, but when he came to Manchester City, the boy is very good, and he can run. He can do everything. He can assist. Look at the number of assists that he can be able to do, and he can be able to score from afar. That's one guy. When you look at Manchester City, you're happy to.
No,
watch.
I mean Madrid will shackle him nice.
Well,
without any trouble.
but again, you need also to look at Sterling. He's one boy that also gets goals for Manchester City. So that's it. I think they've got a very good, combination.
Good combination. All right, let me get to read a few comments coming through from our big family. All right, so log on to YouTube, look for Lorenzo Entertainment TV, and then hit the red subscribe button, and you're good to go.
We're on TV, man.
Yeah, we're TV now. TV.
Lorenzo Entertainment TV.
We're TV now.
We're TV now.
Yeah,
We're
we're
TV now.
TV. See, good TV, Baba.
Yeah,
That is what the South Africans will say.
TV, but it's on. I must confess.
Crazy.
Apatikachoka nzatika kuna kaselfie nayo wazira.
Kaselfie.
Uoneka TV. Papa, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look obvious?
I think we're getting some calls in now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Some calls as well, right?
Yeah.
Let me
Go
get
ahead,
to read
Lorenzo.
comments as well. Walia says, "Hello, this is Walia from Woodlands, Chalala. Thank you very much, Walia, for tuning in." Trasakala says, "So my chair is in full kit because of
Yes, sir.
poor bone now."
Is it still supposed to be here?
Even today they were demands that were placed on it.
Last time we had
Chongwe.
It's still trending.
No, we'll talk to the manufacturer. We'll
Yeah.
talk to Nike.
When next the routes to Dubai open,
And apparently it's opening on the 7th.
there you go.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, 7th,
So
the routes
please,
to Dubai are
Yeah.
do the
opening.
need.
Yeah.
The needful needs to be done. All right, then Musonda Chamayamichi says, "Great program watching from Obama, Arsenal, and powerful Dynamos." Great supporter. Noble Mayembe says, "Good afternoon, team. Nice to hear that Z Football will be back on the 18th. What was the result of the raid at FAS offices? What was the main gist of the action? Hope all is well." This is from Noble Mayembe. All right,
The
and
Drug
then
Enforcement Commission will tell us.
okay, so he's listening in from Doha, Al Riyadh.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
That's in the
There
north.
he is.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Truly international Backpage.
Yeah, absolutely. As Che puts it, I wouldn't have put it any better.
you. Yeah.
Benny Muma says, "Vamuzo, welcome, my brother. Machea sport on. That's Matero North Post Heroes
Matero.
Graveyard.
Oh, yeah, that's
Uh,
we said it. We're Hero Stadium.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. That's Maternal.
Then Enoch Lilefo Jr. says, enjoying the show from Dola. I like Bruno Fernandes and Pogba partnership. It has brought stability and creativity in midfield. We're beating Bournemouth today with ease. Manu for life. All right. And then Wilson Tole says, well, Lorenzo va Real Madrid. Can you update us on La Liga table? Vamuso, Musha Sancho, are they Sapa Man United this summer? I like your Congo Bemba accent. Watching from Chipata Eastern Province.
Congolese.
Wilson Tole. Thank you very much, Tole. And then Noble Maembe says, what is the package that FAS will give to football teams to support them with COVID-19? All right, then Kelvin Walia
Still
says...
working on it, Lorenzo, very quickly. I think that CAF and FIFA have indicated that could be some support that will be coming. And once it is received, the Football Association of Zambia also try to work out a package which they're going to give to the clubs as well.
Okay. All right. Then Samuela says, watching from Solwezi. Francis Mubita says, Larry Deep Six here is busy enjoying the program as always, watching from home. Chile Park. Should be in Chilenje. Deep Six, thank you for tuning in. All right. Deep Six, those of you that may not be aware, when my team faced Vamuzo's team at Estadio Los Heros, Francis Mubita was playing the holding midfield role in the team white.
That's right.
Against Vamuzo's team red.
That's right.
All right. So
At Hero Stadium.
Yes, at Hero Stadium.
So there is the
Where I got
on which
that
team
goal.
were you? On the red team, eh?
Didn't I get a goal when I said I was the first guy to score before even Chris Katongo could be able to score
in that
stadium. You remember very well.
Yeah, we do remember. How many years ago? Ish, that was a long time.
Four,
Five. Should be
Somewhere there.
2016,
Yeah.
2017.
Mm.
All right. Then Torcha says logged in. Thank you. Peter Piri says watching and enjoying the program. And then Hajigogo Sikati watching from Matero.
Hajigogo.
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 All right. And then Vualia says, Uncle Muzo, my jersey.
Which one?
There's another
Which
one.
now?
Maybe he should remind you.
But you said inbox, Kylie.
Okay, inbox. Okay, Vualia. Gania City. Let me go to the La Liga. All right, okay. So, let me run through the fixtures in La Liga. Oh, someone wanted the table actually. All right, so let me La Liga Santander.
Yeah, Santander. I mean, La Liga, there is a 4 points difference between Barca and Real Madrid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same number of games, 33.
33 play Real Madrid.
Yeah,
sitting pretty at the top.
Yeah.
The moment Iago Aspas helped a certain Real Madrid, people are not seeing
Yeah.
So Real, I just need to remind you,
thank Iago
top
Aspas.
of the pile.
Almost Iago Aspas.
Yes, Iago
Former
Aspas.
Liverpool.
Celta de Vigo.
Yeah.
Celta de Vigo.
Celta de Vigo.
When
Yeah,
he scored the late goal against Barcelona, that was it.
Yeah.
Last year.
But again, there's also turmoil in the camp. You want to believe that Santino is a coach for Barca
Yeah, Kike
now.
Setien.
Yeah, it's like the players are not up to his task. They don't like the tactics that he's brought on. Look at the substitution that he was able to do, taking out Sanchez. Is it for Griezmann or for
Griezmann.
for Griezmann? Nobody was happy about that. The assistant coach went to talk to Messi. Messi just walked out. So that
But who
tells
is the coach? Is it Lionel Messi?
well, he's a father figure of the team. Just like
I am the coaching against.
yeah. So like we talked about Manchester United having Bruno or Paul Pogba as a figure. The figure for for the team. It's just the same with Barca.
Yeah.
You have
Lionel Messi.
yeah, that's But those are now problems that are coming in.
Correct.
And going forward, I don't think Santino will be able to survive. They should be in East Germany. It used to be called the push PUTS. Yeah, push. Sochab is a purge, so to say. So I foresee such kind of things happening at Barca.
But you know what the problems were? Because even when they appointed Sentien, the pronunciation Lorenzo again?
Yeah, Kike Setien.
Setien. When he was appointed, I think that they were looking at, was it Xavi?
Xavi,
The one who is in
Yes,
Japan?
Xavi, yes.
No, in Qatar.
In Qatar.
Yeah.
Qatar. And that really did not sit very well with Xavi because they were also, to borrow from Germany, Tamo. in the boardroom at Barcelona, and Xavi immediately was not interested because there could be elections that could topple the current president, and he opted to wait until after the elections before he could commit to Barcelona, meaning that when they were bringing in Setien, he wasn't really the number one choice. And this is where problems come in, where the players know, because the players have to have confidence in the manager. But if they know that the board had preferred somebody else and they have brought in this guy more or less like a babysitter, then you have the problems that Chairman is talking about, where Wakuitara and Lionel Messi, yes, you might be the best player in the world, but when there's a manager, there has to be humility.
Yes.
There has to be humility. Because at the end of the day,
how good you are.
no matter how good you are, because you're not the manager, unless at you was Lionel Messi that wants to be the manager, then you can pass against. Because if you are absolutely player manager, I mean, we had
it's very unfortunate just to
and the other thing is, when you look at the players at Barca, the average age is 33. I think they're now going to the twilight of their career. So it's important that there is need to bring in fresh players.
Yeah, just to finalize that, I think it's very easy to blame the coach of Barcelona now. So every coach that comes in has to bring in one magic for everything to work. Messi is inheriting matters as well. Messi does not respect managers. We've seen that over time. And we know Barcelona's biggest problem is their board.
That's right.
You brought Griezmann into a system that his playing style doesn't fit in.
It doesn't fit in that playing style.
It does not make sense for everything to be the Barcelona's coach spot. But I bet that it sacked. Where were they sitting on top of it? Were they not on top of the table? So it's very easy to throw, this coach on that boss. He's a very good manager. I saw what he did with Real Betis. Amazing manager. But it's very easy to say once Barcelona have all the big players in the world, they're not doing well. It has to be the coach spot. What is Suarez doing? Vidal, he looks like he has lost his legs. Rakitic looks like he's out the window. So why is everything the manager?
Atta doesn't look like
Atta looks like this is not my club.
Atta has left already, hasn't he? He has joined Juventus.
So I think Barcelona is in such a horrible place right now, and the fact that Messi also doesn't respect the manager is a very big problem.
So Vidal has lost his touch, but not his haircut.
No, he needs to get rid of it. Vidal, if you watch the show, please, you are what, 33 or something? Please, cut it off. Thank you.
All right, so let me run through fixtures and we'll have pick of the weekend, look out for the weekend. All right, so talking of Saturday La Liga, Celta de Vigo, where Iago Aspas hails from. All right.
Thank him. Make him a monument.
Yeah.
As you renovate the Santiago Bernabeu.
Fantastic free kick.
I see.
I celebrated it like a final.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's Celta de Vigo at home to Real Betis. This game kicks off at 17 hours. Then at the Estadio Municipal Jose Zorrilla, Real Valladolid play Deportivo Alaves at 19:30 Central African time. Then we have Granada playing Valencia at 22 hours Central African time. Sunday at the San Mamés Barria, biggest game probably, one of the biggest games. It's Athletic Bilbao at home to Real Madrid, 14 hours Central African time. Title deciding game, if you may ask.
This weekend is the title decider.
This weekend is the title
game.
decider. Very tough indeed. Then Leganés will be away to Espanyol. All right, and then we do have Osasuna at home to Getafe at 19:30. Then at Estadio de la Ceramica, it's Villarreal at home to Barcelona in El Madrigal. Another title deciding game. All right, so what a weekend. It's a feisty weekend in La Liga. Tomorrow, when you talk of Barcelona playing Villarreal at El Madrigal, and then Bilbao at home to Real Madrid. And Real have managed to chalk up wins in their last 5 games consecutively. All right, but in the last 2 games between I'm not a pundit this time. let me get to have the panel probably, just kind of like chime in. All right, let's start with Mapolo here. It's a title deciding weekend. All right, Bilbao at home to Real. Barcelona out to Villarreal.
Oh, we know Athletic Bilbao, one of the traditional Spanish teams, never been relegated from the first division. San Mamés is a very difficult place to go to. They have talent in there, in the likes of Iñaki Williams and the Munyains, yes. So it's a really difficult game. We will say Real Madrid have done well to nick these games, but they need to bring their A game per se. Benzema has yes, they all need to be there.
Did you see that assist?
Yes. Somewhat being an over reliance on Ramos to get the goals. I mean, that's brilliant on his part. 10 goals in in 31 games. That's brilliant for a defender. And well, Barcelona, we're yet to see. Villarreal have been in sparkling form, absolutely fantastic. And well, Barcelona have been somewhat free fall, not getting enough points, and players look frustrated, as has already been mentioned by some of the panelists here. So these games really do decide the title. But in my view, in my opinion, this is Real Madrid's to take.
Amen.
Real Madrid to take.
Yeah.
I'm a little like, what? No, for real. I no. See, I was a Real Madrid fan by myself.
Yeah.
When
Not until Ronaldo left.
was there.
There's
So I
Algeria
still
Nicole
have,
left.
I have a
Connection.
heart for
So
that.
squad.
I want Villarreal to destroy them.
Yeah.
Villarreal have the players.
Santi Cazorla.
Chukwueze is a fantastic
the
Nigerian talent
Nigerian.
who's doing very well there. Santi Cazorla also a maestro in the midfield. We have Moreno, who came back from injury, I think, looking very strong. We had Bacca, who's
Carlos
also
Bacca.
a very experienced La Liga player. So I expect them to give Barcelona hell. A draw is enough. If Real Madrid can beat Atletico Bilbao today, just forget about what's happening with Villarreal's match. Just win against Bilbao. That's the end of the title.
Set.
The toughest match Real Madrid had faced since the pandemic comeback was Getafe, the last game.
Yeah,
Getafe was
very
not going to. Getafe would give any top team in the Premier League trouble.
Yeah.
Those guys are very well
Probably
structured.
win
Solid.
the Premier League.
Very level-headed.
Yes.
Very. I mean, I love Mata. That's a fantastic striker.
Yeah.
So I think this weekend we're not even joking about this. This is the title deciding weekend. I know Real Madrid still have to play Villarreal, but I think if Barcelona should lose today or draw, I don't know how they would be able to carry any momentum into
Yeah, because
against
Barcelona
that.
might lose and Real win. Then we'll talk of 7 points.
Exactly. And how many games will Real Madrid lose to the end of the season?
Nah.
I don't think much. Because Ramos is looking like his Ramos wants to win this
He's
for
taking
himself.
up the mantle. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a very interesting weekend for sure.
Awesome. What a show it's been. A gas, you may say.
Yes.
Lucy. All right. Pretty much exciting. Maybe our pick of the weeks and look out for the weekend. This might just be kind of like taken up by Lucy. How do we probably wrap up from the point of view? We have to start with Mapala.
Okay, we start with Mapala. Pick of the week and look out for the week.
My pick of the week, of course, it's us getting dropped. What a horrendous performance that was. But the Guard of Honor, I mean, wow, it's poetry in motion. The former champions give the first ones to give the Guard of Honor to us. Absolutely brilliant. My lookout for the week, well, I'll be biased. I need to see how my team will react from such a horrendous display. Absolutely appalling. But I want to see how they'll perform against a team that's fighting relegation, and we know how Aston Villa will come into this game. So I'm excited to see.
Mapado, that's your pick of the week.
Yes, of course. I'm a Liverpool fan.
Emmanuel.
All right, my pick of the week would definitely be Zambia football coming back again. Definitely, that would be the pick of the weekend for me. It's drawing closer. We have fanship here. I'm still waiting for my jerseys. And we can't wait for me personally, Zesco. To see what we can. Please, Zesco, help me. Thank you. I think the lookout for the weekend. Oh, sorry, that was supposed to be my lookout.
Yeah.
My pick for the week would definitely be Man City's game. West Ham's game against Chelsea. That was a very, very interesting game. And also because Chelsea had launched their new jersey, the three,
mobiles.
they got 3-2. It was very interesting. So I think that would definitely be my pick of the week. David Moyes, I still don't see him as a manager, but I think, like Mapolo said, they have the talent to stay up. So that would be definitely my pick of the week.
Great stuff.
Also, finally, I'll just end up with La Liga. The fixtures come in. Also, a match that, oh my God, there's so many. Why not winning, getting victory against Bournemouth today also will be above Chelsea with a game more. So
Officially in the Champions League places.
Yes, sir. So a lot of things to look out for.
Amuzo.
Well, the lookout certainly will be the return of the league and the Absa Cup as well. We are looking forward to that. The pick has to be the winning of the championships. Of the championship in Austria by Red Bull Salzburg, Zambian duo of Computer Mwepu and Patson Daka. Patson Daka scoring in that particular game that crowned them champions. They have won the double this particular season. They won the Austrian Cup, which they have done for the 7th time, the double. Apart from that, they have won the championships now for the 14th time, having first won in 1993, would you believe it? And they have dominated. And obviously also on the women front, excuse me, we have Rachel Nachula as well as Helen Manke Mubanga, who have moved to Real Zaragoza. So massive congratulations. The girls going into Europe after on the back of the qualification to the to the Japan, Tokyo Olympics. We don't know when they'll finally be held, but this again shows the strides that Zambian women football has taken.
On the
Where we're
rise.
having players now go into Real Zaragoza.
Chair.
Well, my pick definitely is the FAS stakeholders meeting that was
Okay.
held in midweek, where all the stakeholders came together to be able to brainstorm in terms of how the game should be able to begin. We had the Minister of Youth and Sport, the National Sports Council, the Zambian FA, and other stakeholders, meeting in that place. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Austria Open, Austria Grand Prix. We're talking of motor racing is back. 4 months after it was supposed to start. So we're looking forward to Lewis Hamilton, who would want to make it 7th, like Michael Schumacher.
All right. It's mejores amigos para siempre. At this juncture, we have to say,
Lights out.
Great show, people.
great show.